Our understanding of the factors that underlie the generation and management of surplus food is still very limited. In some respects, this is not very surprising. A coherent description of surplus food is complicated, because surplus food can be seen either as a loss or as a potential opportunity. It is considered a loss, at least from a social perspective, when it is not recovered for its primary purpose, that is, to satisfy the food needs of people. At the same time, the availability of resources to satisfy the needs of the food poor is an opportunity. In order to better understand the problem, some key concepts, food availability, surplus food, food scraps, food waste, must be defined. Food availability is defined as all food produced throughout the food supply chain. It includes food products at different stages in the supply chain, fruit on trees, packaged pasta stored in a warehouse, biscuits on the shelves of the store, which have undergone different levels of processing: raw materials, grains in the field or coffee beans, semi-processed foods, cut fruit used in the production of yogurt or chocolate used in the production of ice cream, and finished products. There are three potential destinations for the overall food availability of the food supply chain. Human consumption. This includes the edible food that is delivered to people for their consumption through traditional market channels, for instance, packaged cheese purchased at a supermarket or pizza eaten at a restaurant. Surplus food. This is the edible food that is produced, processed, distributed or ready to be served, but for a variety of reasons is not purchased or consumed. It includes good and safe food that is not sold or served to the downstream client or to the final consumer. It also includes food purchased by the consumer that is not consumed. Food scraps. This is inedible food that is no longer suitable for human consumption. It includes the inedible components of edible food, fruit stones for instance, food scraps from the manufacturing process, such as chocolate discards generating during the cutting process, and products that are damaged, broken or do not meet quality standards, for instance sour yogurt. Surplus food is not a synonym of food waste. In fact, once created, surplus food can be managed in several different ways, based on the intended uses. First of all, it can still be used for feeding humans, for example through sales to secondary markets or donations to charitable organizations or food banks. Alternatively, surplus food can be used to feed animals. Waste recovery and recycling are also an option. Waste disposal, typically in landfills, is the lowest priority choice. Food waste can be seen in various different ways consistently with the well-known food waste hierarchy. The use of surplus food for social purposes has a clear priority. In accordance with the social perspective, which puts people and their needs at the center, food waste is defined as surplus food that is not recovered for human consumption in any way. There are other possible destinations for surplus food before disposing it by landfill or incineration: feeding animals, agricultural or industrial recycling, energy recovery. If we take this general system perspective that highlights the importance of recovering surplus food, whatever the purpose, the definition of food waste includes only surplus food disposed of in landfills.